The sun hung low over the massive orbital shipyard, casting long golden streaks across the gleaming hulls of spacecraft. In the middle of the vast complex floated the USS Vanguard, humanity's most advanced warship ever built. Its surface shimmered like polished steel, a monument to human ingenuity. It was a ship built not only for power but for inspiration, a statement that humanity had arrived in the galaxy. Captain Alara Jensen stood on the observation deck of the shipyard's control tower, her arms crossed over her chest. She was a tall, commanding figure, known throughout the Earth Space Fleet for her discipline, courage, and sharp intellect. Beside her, Chief Engineer Tobin Cross adjusted the settings on a handheld interface, his brow furrowed in concentration. Tobin was the mind behind the Vanguard's revolutionary systems. If anyone could understand the ship's potential, it was him. "Alara," Tobin said, pointing to a holographic display. "All systems are nominal. Propulsion, shields, weapons, AI interface, they're performing above predicted levels. The Vanguard is ready." Ilara's eyes swept over the massive vessel floating silently in the docking bay. "It's more than ready," she said quietly. "It's beautiful. But something about it feels alive?" Tobin chuckled. "Alive? It's a machine, Alara. A very expensive, very advanced machine. Not a living thing." "Maybe," she said, still staring at the ship, "but I feel like it's waiting for its first real challenge." The launch ceremony began soon after. Dignitaries from across human colonies gathered to witness the event. Beyond the human audience, several alien delegations attended. Most of them were skeptical. They had seen human ships before, smaller, less powerful, and slower than their own. They expected the Vanguard to be more of the same. What they did not realize was that this ship represented something entirely new. As the ceremony progressed, the crowd erupted in applause. The ship's massive engines roared to life, their sound muted only slightly by the vacuum of space. Bright energy arcs danced across the hull as the ship's core came online. Alara watched with a mixture of pride and apprehension. She knew the galaxy would soon take notice. She also knew that what happened next could define humanity's place among the stars. After the ceremony, Alara walked the deck of the Vanguard with Tobin. The corridors were wide and clean, lined with advanced systems that monitored everything from oxygen levels to artificial gravity. The ship seemed to hum beneath their feet, almost as if it recognized their presence. "You really outdid yourself, Tobin," Alara said. "The aliens may not believe in us yet, but when they see this, they'll understand that humans are not weak." "Not anymore," Tobin smiled, though his eyes showed worry. "I hope so, Captain. But there's something unusual I noticed during the final diagnostics. The energy readings around the core fluctuate in ways I can't explain. Nothing dangerous yet. But it's different," Alara frowned. "Different how?" "Like the ship responds," Tobin said. "Not just to commands, but almost like it anticipates them. I've never seen a machine behave this way." Alara's pulse quickened. "Anticipates?" "Yes," Tobin said. "It's subtle, but the ship seems not conscious like a human, but it reacts in ways I didn't program. Almost like it knows what we intend to do." Alara nodded slowly. "Then we'll find out soon enough." The countdown to launch began. On the main bridge, the crew moved efficiently, their movements precise and confident. The alien observers watched in silence, their expressions unreadable. Some of them whispered among themselves, clearly skeptical. "Engage main engines," Alara commanded. The Vanguard shook slightly as its immense engines powered up. The ship rose from the dock, moving slowly at first, then accelerating into open space. The stars stretched into long streaks as the vessel jumped into its first trajectory beyond Earth's orbit. In the observation deck of the shipyard, spectators held their breath. The aliens were astonished. The speed, the precision, the sheer presence of the vessel, they had not expected anything like this. Back on the Vanguard, Alara and Tobin monitored every system. The ship's AI interface displayed the core fluctuations, the unusual energy readings that Tobin had mentioned. Captain Tobin said, pointing to the display, "Look at this. The energy pulses are synchronized with our movements." The ship anticipates our course corrections. It's responding to us. Ilara leaned closer. Can it be alive? Not in the way you mean, Tobin said. But it's as if it can learn from human behavior. It's adaptive, intuitive. Maybe more than we realized. The first human-crewed voyage into uncharted space was never meant to be dangerous. Yet as the Vanguard accelerated into the unknown, a strange sense of anticipation filled the bridge. Every human on board felt it. The ship was powerful, yes, but it was more than that. It carried the spirit of humanity itself. For centuries, humans had been underestimated. Other civilizations had viewed them as fragile, weak, or primitive. But here, on this ship, humanity's determination and creativity were concentrated into a single, living symbol. Captain, said Lieutenant Ria Solis, the ship's tactical officer. We are approaching the outer perimeter of mapped space. Sensors detect. Nothing unusual. No hostile signals, Ilara said. Let's make this first voyage routine. But stay alert. We don't know what's out there. The hours passed slowly as the Vanguard glided through the dark expanse. The crew began familiarizing themselves with the ship's systems, running drills, and testing its capabilities. Yet despite the calm, the strange energy pulses in the core persisted. They were subtle, almost imperceptible, but they hinted at something extraordinary. As the crew dined in the common area, conversation turned to speculation. The alien liaisons observed quietly, their expressions a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Humans. So primitive, whispered one alien officer. Yet their ship? It behaves like nothing we have ever seen. Captain Ilara smiled faintly at the thought. Humans had long been underestimated. Perhaps now the galaxy would finally see their true potential. Later, alone in her quarters, Ilara reflected on the day. She gazed at the holographic star map, the vast reaches of uncharted space stretching before them. The Vanguard was more than a ship. It was a statement. It was proof that humanity could rise above expectation, that courage, intelligence, and creativity could rival even the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. And somewhere deep in the ship's core, the energy pulses continued. The Vanguard was ready, but the galaxy was not ready for what would come next, Ilara whispered to herself. Almost as if speaking to the ship itself, let's show them what humans can do. The first voyage had begun. The galaxy had no idea that a new chapter in human history was about to unfold. A chapter that would shock, inspire, and forever change the balance of power among the stars. The Vanguard sailed through the blackness of uncharted space, the stars stretching like diamonds across the void. Its hull reflected the pale glow of distant suns, and its engines hummed with barely restrained power. Captain Ilara Jensen stood on the bridge, watching the star field ahead with sharp eyes. Around her, the crew moved with quiet efficiency, every action precise and coordinated. Status report, Ilara commanded, her voice calm but firm. Lieutenant Ria Solis. Tactical officer, turned from the main console. All systems normal, Captain. Propulsion stable. Shields at maximum efficiency. No life signs or anomalies detected in the nearby sectors. Tobin Cross, standing near the engineering station, frowned at the holographic displays. The energy readings from the core are still unusual. It's subtle, but I think the ship is responding to our intentions again. It's not just following commands. It's anticipating them. Lara's eyes narrowed. Anticipating? Explain. Tobin pointed to the visual overlay. Look here. During our maneuvers, the ship adjusts its trajectory milliseconds before we issue commands. It's like it knows what we want to do before we even say it. I didn't program this. The AI is evolving in ways we cannot yet measure. Lara allowed herself a small smile. Then we'll see just how far it can go. The first days of the voyage passed without incident. The crew trained, explored the ship, and familiarized themselves with the complex systems that made the Vanguard unique. Alien liaisons on board observed quietly, their expressions a mixture of awe and disbelief. Some had openly doubted humanity's ability to build a ship of this scale. Yet every test and maneuver revealed something extraordinary. The Vanguard. It's more than a vessel, it was an extension of human ingenuity. Suddenly, the ship's sensors flashed red. A series of blips appeared on the tactical display, moving toward them at incredible speed. "Unidentified fleet approaching," Rhea said, her voice tense. "They're closing fast for conventional propulsion." Ilara stood, her expression hardening. "Prepare for defensive protocols. Shields up. Weapons on standby. Let's see who or what we're dealing with." The alien liaisons stirred nervously. One of them, a tall being with green-hued skin and wide, luminescent eyes, whispered in their language to another officer. Ilara didn't understand the words, but she understood the meaning. They expected an ambush. They expected the humans to be powerless. "Calm," Ilara said firmly. "We know what we're doing. Everyone, stay focused." As the fleet drew closer, it became clear that these were no ordinary ships. Sleek, dark vessels with glowing edges, they moved with a grace and speed that seemed impossible. The alien observers on the Vanguard murmured among themselves. Some of them began recording, sensing that something remarkable was unfolding. "Captain," Rhea said, voice tight. "They haven't communicated. No signals, no warnings, just approaching." Ilata nodded. "We'll make first contact if they choose to engage. Keep weapons ready, but don't fire first." Tobin's fingers flew across his console, monitoring the energy patterns. "Captain, you're not going to believe this. The ship's weapons systems are reacting automatically. It's adjusting targeting calculations, defensive trajectories, and it's doing it faster than any human operator could. It's almost as if it knows the enemy's intentions before they move." Lara blinked. "Almost as if it's alive," she murmured. "Exactly," Tobin said, a hint of excitement in his voice. "Not alive in the way we think, but it's adaptive, predictive. It's responding to our strategy instinctively." The approaching fleet slowed, then stopped a few hundred kilometers away. The ships hovered silently, their dark hulls reflecting the distant starlight. For a moment, space seemed frozen, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. A voice came through the Vanguard's communication system. Translated instantly. It was firm, commanding, yet tinged with awe. "Humans. Your vessel, what is it? We have never seen anything like this. Stand down or face consequences." Lara straightened. "This is Captain Ilara Jensen of the United Earth Space Fleet. We mean no harm. We are on a peaceful exploration mission. If you wish, we can communicate further and establish a diplomatic exchange." There was silence. Then the voice responded, slower this time, carefully chosen words. "Your vessel. It is not just a machine. It's energy. It defies our calculations. Stand by. We observe." Lara glanced at Tobin. "What do they mean, observe?" Tobin shook his head. "They're shocked. Whatever they expected from humans, this isn't it. They've never seen a ship that can adapt this way." On the bridge, tension mixed with awe. The alien fleet, faster and more advanced than anything humans had encountered, seemed hesitant. They circled the Vanguard at a distance. "Studying, analyzing, Captain," Rhea said quietly. "They could attack at any moment. We're exposed." Ilara's eyes were calm, unflinching. "Let them. We've trained for this. But this ship is more than we thought. Let's see what happens if we stay human." The hours passed slowly. The alien fleet maintained its distance, and the Vanguard sensors recorded every movement. Tobin's fascination grew with each reading. "Captain, the ship is doing something incredible. It's adjusting shields, weapons, and propulsion in real time. Not because I programmed it to, but because it's learning from us, anticipating how we think." Lara watched the displays. She realized what Tobin meant. The Vanguard was not just a machine following orders. It was responding to human creativity, intuition, and decision-making. Every command she gave, every strategic choice she made, seemed amplified by the ship. Suddenly, a blip appeared on the outer sensors, an unknown probe entering their space. It moved with purpose, scanning, recording, analyzing. "Identify," Ilara ordered. The probe's signal was strange. It wasn't hostile, but it wasn't neutral either. It seemed almost curious. Rhea leaned forward. "Captain, it's approaching the Vanguard at incredible speed. The ship's sensors are tracking it, but the AI is adjusting shields and energy fields automatically." Alara nodded. "Let it come. But be ready. This could be a test or a trap." The probe hovered near the ship, sending out energy pulses. The Vanguard systems responded immediately, neutralizing any potential threat without harm. Tobin watched, amazed. It's like the ship is protecting us instinctively. It understands what to do before we even react. The alien liaisons whispered among themselves. Their earlier skepticism had given way to cautious respect. They had underestimated humanity. One of them, the tall green-skinned officer, stepped forward. "You're humans. Your vessel. It is extraordinary. We have not seen such integration of intellect and machine. You may be more capable than we realized." Alara inclined her head. "Thank you. But this ship, it is a reflection of humanity itself. Not just technology. Not just engineering. It's the creativity, courage, and determination of every person who helped build it." The alien officer remained silent for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "We will report this. The galaxy will need to reassess its understanding of humans." As the probe departed, the alien fleet began to move back, maintaining a cautious distance. The Vanguard had not fired a single weapon. It had displayed a power and precision that shocked even the most advanced observers. Alara exhaled slowly. "Tobin, the ship. It's beyond anything we imagined. It's more than a warship. It's an extension of who we are." Tobin nodded, eyes wide. "Yes, and if this is just the beginning, imagine what it can do in the galaxy." The first unexpected encounter had ended without violence, but the implications were clear. Humanity had created a ship unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The Vanguard was not only a statement of strength, it was proof of human ingenuity and spirit. Alara turned to the crew. "Everyone, record everything from this encounter. We've made history today. The galaxy may be shocked, but we've taken the first step in showing what humans can do." The crew worked quickly, logging every detail, every sensor reading, every observation. For the first time, they realized that the Vanguard was not just a ship, they were part of something larger, a vessel that carried the potential of all humanity. As the Vanguard resumed its voyage deeper into uncharted space, Alara felt a surge of pride and determination. The galaxy had begun to notice humanity, and this first encounter had shown that humans were not to be underestimated. The ship responded to courage, creativity, and instinct. Humanity itself was reflected in the Vanguard's power, and somewhere, deep in the ship's core, the adaptive energy pulses continued. It was learning, growing, responding not just to commands, but to the very essence of what it meant to be human. The journey had only just begun. The Vanguard drifted through the black silence of uncharted space, its engines humming softly, a constant reminder of its incredible power. Captain Alara Jensen stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the star-filled horizon. The galaxy outside was calm, almost serene, but Alara knew that peace in uncharted space was fragile. Danger could appear without warning, and the Vanguard, powerful though it was, would face tests that no human ship had endured before. "Status report," Alara said, her voice firm yet calm. Lieutenant Rhea Solis. Tactical officer, turned from her console. "All systems nominal, Captain. Shields at maximum efficiency. Sensors detect no nearby life signs or vessels." Tobin Cross, standing near engineering, frowned at the core readouts. "Captain, the energy pulses are stronger now. It's as if the ship senses something preparing, maybe for a challenge. I can't explain it, but it's unusual." Alara studied the readings. "We've seen unusual before. Let's stay alert and keep moving." For hours, the Vanguard cruised through the void, the crew performing routine drills and checks. Yet the calm was broken by sudden sensor alarms. "Captain," Rhea shouted. "Multiple vessels approaching at high speed. They're not responding to hails, they're aggressive." Alara's eyes narrowed. "Identify them." the tactical display filled with red blips moving rapidly in formation. Pirates, Rhea said grimly. Advanced raiders? Heavily armed? They've been attacking supply convoys in this sector. Ack! Prepare for battle, Alara ordered. Shields full. Weapons ready. Everyone, focus. This is what we trained for. Tobin's fingers flew over the console. Captain, the ship is reacting on its own. Targeting adjustments, shield calibrations, evasion maneuvers. It's anticipating their moves before they make them. Lara raised an eyebrow. Anticipating? Then let's see what it can do. The first raider ship fired, a bright beam slicing through the void. The Vanguard's shields flared, absorbing the attack with minimal impact. Before the pirates could adjust, the Vanguard moved, almost dancing through space. Its maneuvers precise, elegant, and impossible by conventional standards. The crew held their breath. Each time the pirates attempted to flank or strike, the Vanguard systems reacted instantly, adjusting shields, deflecting attacks, and returning countermeasures with pinpoint accuracy. It was as if the ship itself understood the battle, predicting the enemy's strategy faster than any human or alien mind could. This ship, it's unbelievable, one of the alien liaisons whispered. They said humans were primitive. Yet, their vessel moves as if alive. Ilara smiled grimly. It's more than the ship, she said quietly to Tobin. It's us. Our decisions, our instincts, our courage. The ship amplifies what humans can do. Tobin nodded, eyes wide with fascination. Yes, Captain. It's not replacing us. It's responding to us, enhancing our strategy and reflexes. I've never seen anything like it. The pirate fleet pressed the attack, firing wave after wave of energy blasts. The Vanguard glided through the chaos, shields shimmering, engines surging. Its weapon systems striking only when necessary. Every action was precise, controlled, efficient. Captain, the lead raider is trying a flanking maneuver. Rhea shouted. Let it try, Ilara said. Vanguard, execute evasive countermeasures. The ship twisted and turned in ways that seemed impossible, dodging each attack effortlessly. At the same time, its own weapon systems fired in perfect coordination, disabling the raider fleet without destroying them. The humans had demonstrated restraint, showing that their strength was not only in power, but in judgment. Tobin's voice was filled with awe. Captain, it's learning. Each maneuver we make, it adapts, predicting the pirates' responses before they act. This is beyond anything I imagined. Lara nodded, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. That's what makes humans special. We don't just fight. We think, we improvise, we adapt. The Vanguard isn't just a weapon, it's a reflection of that spirit. The alien observers exchanged looks. The skepticism they had brought aboard the Vanguard was gone. They were witnessing something extraordinary, a human crew and a ship working together seamlessly. Creativity and technology blending into one formidable force. Hours passed. The pirates, realizing they could not match the Vanguard's combination of strategy, speed and adaptability, retreated. The battle was over, but the message was clear. Humans, with their ingenuity and courage, could hold their own against even the most aggressive foes. Ilara exhaled slowly, allowing herself a moment of relief. Status report, she said. Rhea's fingers flew across the console. All systems stable, Captain. Damage minimal. Pirates have withdrawn. No casualties. Tobin let out a long breath. Captain, the ship. It's extraordinary. It responded perfectly to every scenario. It's as if it knows what we intend to do and helps us do it better. Lara nodded, a hint of a smile on her lips. And that is exactly what makes it human. Courage, intelligence, instinct. The Vanguard isn't just advanced technology. It's a mirror of who we are. The crew spent the rest of the day analyzing the battle data. They recorded every movement, every energy fluctuation, every tactical decision. Each file showed the ship anticipating human actions, reacting in ways no conventional AI could manage. The Vanguard had not only survived its first hostile encounter, it had thrived, and in doing so, It had demonstrated the potential of human ingenuity amplified by technology. In the quiet hours that followed, Lara walked the corridors of the ship. She observed the crew in their stations, each person focused, alert and proud. The aliens, once doubtful, now moved with a mixture of respect and cautious admiration. They had seen that humans, underestimated for so long, could combine creativity, strategy, and bravery in ways the galaxy had never expected. Tobin approached her, a thoughtful expression on his face. "Captain, I've been studying the ship's adaptive systems. If this is what it can do in a controlled battle, imagine what it could accomplish in exploration or diplomacy. This ship could be humanity's greatest ambassador, our ingenuity in action." Ilara looked out at the stars, her mind racing with possibilities. "Yes, Tobin, but first, we survive. We prove ourselves. Then we show the galaxy what humans are capable of, not just in war, but in thought, in strategy, in courage. The Vanguard isn't just a weapon, it's a symbol." The following days were spent in routine checks and calibration, but the crew knew this calm was temporary. They were in uncharted space, and the galaxy was vast, full of unknown dangers and opportunities. Yet, the confidence of the crew had grown. They had faced their first real challenge and emerged stronger. They had learned that courage, intelligence, and unity could overcome fear, even when facing seemingly insurmountable odds. Late one evening, Ilara returned to the bridge. The stars outside were bright, unbroken, infinite. The hum of the engines was a comforting constant. She stood quietly, thinking of what had happened and what was to come. "Tobin," she said softly, "do you think the galaxy is ready for humans?" Tobin considered the question, eyes fixed on the glowing readouts. "Perhaps not, but they will be. And when they are, they'll see that humans are more than they expected." The Vanguard. "We're just the beginning," Lara smiled. "Then we keep going. We explore, we learn. And when the galaxy tests us again, we'll show it what humanity truly is." And somewhere deep within the ship, the energy pulses continued, subtle and rhythmic. The Vanguard had proven its strength, but it was still learning, still evolving. It had shown that humans were capable of great courage and ingenuity, and in return, it had amplified those qualities, transforming them into something far greater than the SLC of their parts. The galaxy had yet to understand the full power of humanity. But the Vanguard, its first real test behind it, had made one thing clear: humans were not to be underestimated. Not in courage, not in creativity, not in spirit. The test of humanity had begun. And the Vanguard had passed, not just through technology, but through the strength and determination of those who commanded it. The news of the USS Vanguard spread across human colonies and alien territories like a spark igniting dry fuel. Messages traveled faster than ships could, carried by quantum communication networks and encrypted transmissions. Humanity had launched a warship unlike any other. The galaxy had noticed Captain Ilara Jensen stood on the bridge, soft hum of the Vanguard's engines filling the room. The crew moved with confidence, their training and experience evident in every gesture. Yet today was different. Reports from Allied scouts indicated that multiple alien fleets were monitoring the ship, some preparing for aggression, others sending envoys. "Tactical," Ilara said, her voice steady. "Give me a status update." Lieutenant Rhea Solis quickly tapped on her console. "Captain, we are being observed by at least 3 major alien fleets. They are maintaining distance, but their formations suggest readiness for combat. Communications from the Zelari and Dratham sectors indicate uncertainty. Oh, even. They are astonished by our previous encounters." Lara leaned forward, her eyes thoughtful. "And yet, they still hesitate. Good. That gives us a chance to show that humanity does not seek conflict, unless forced." Tobin Cross, monitoring the core systems, added, "Captain, the ship's adaptive AI has increased its response speed. After the previous engagements, it's learning faster than I expected. It's predicting potential threats before they arise. The Vanguard is not just a warship, it's becoming a true partner in strategy." Ilara nodded slowly. "We'll need every advantage we can get. The galaxy is watching us now, and their expectations are changing. As the Vanguard moved toward a contested star system, the first real challenge appeared. Several warships from a coalition of alien powers emerged from behind a nearby asteroid belt. Their hulls gleamed with advanced alloys, weapon systems bristling. They had underestimated humans before. Now, they intended to test that theory. Tactical, identify hostile ships, Ilara ordered. Ria's fingers danced across the interface. Captain, more than 20 vessels. Advanced cruisers and destroyers. Their weapons range exceeds ours in raw output, but not in precision. They are aggressive, confident, and coordinated. Ilara's expression hardened. Prepare for engagement. Shields full, weapon systems ready. But remember, our strength is not just in firepower. Our strength is in courage, strategy, and adaptation. Let's show them what humans are capable of. The alien fleet fired first, sending a barrage of energy blasts toward the Vanguard. Shields flared, absorbing the impact. The crew braced for the worst, yet the ship responded almost instinctively. Its adaptive systems adjusted shield frequencies, reoriented armor plating, and redirected energy to critical points. Captain. It's moving on its own again, Ria said, her voice a mixture of awe and tension. Evasion maneuvers, countermeasures. The ship anticipates their attack patterns. Lara's eyes narrowed. Good, let it. We will fight smart, not just hard. The battle unfolded with breathtaking precision. The Vanguard systems coordinated perfectly with the human crew. Weapons fired only when necessary, shields shifted with uncanny timing. And the ship's movements seemed to predict enemy actions. Each alien vessel that attempted a flanking maneuver was countered before it could strike. Tobin watched in amazement. Captain, the ship is not just reacting, it's learning from each attack. Every move we make, it adapts, predicting the enemy's next action. This is beyond anything I imagined. It's like it's thinking with us. Lara glanced at the alien liaisons. Their expressions had changed from skepticism to astonished respect. They had underestimated humanity's ingenuity. Now they were witnessing it firsthand. The alien coalition adjusted their tactics, trying to overwhelm the Vanguard with speed and numbers. Yet the ship moved like a living entity, dodging attacks with a fluidity no human or alien mind could replicate alone. Every decision made by the crew was amplified by the ship's adaptive systems, turning potential disaster into precise counteractions. One alien general, observing from a command vessel, spoke to his officers in disbelief. This is impossible. Their ship. It moves as if alive. And the humans, they are not ordinary beings. They think, adapt, and inspire the vessel to match their will. We underestimated them. Despite the overwhelming odds, the Vanguard pressed forward. Its own weapon systems targeted only what was necessary, disabling enemy ships without unnecessary destruction. The humans fought with intelligence, strategy, and restraint. They demonstrated that power was not the only measure of strength. Human courage, creativity, and unity mattered just as much. Hours passed. The battle continued, but slowly, the alien coalition began to falter. Their attacks were met with precise, calculated counters. Their ships, no matter how advanced, could not anticipate the combined ingenuity of human decision-making and the Vanguard's adaptive systems. Finally, the lead alien cruiser signaled surrender. Humans, your abilities. Your ship, we concede. We misjudged your species. Your courage, strategy, and skill. It is beyond what we expected. Ilara allowed herself a small smile. We do not seek conquest, she said firmly. We seek understanding. But humanity will defend itself and its allies if threatened. The alien fleet hesitated, then withdrew, leaving the Vanguard victorious. The crew erupted in quiet cheers, relief and pride evident in their expressions. This was more than a battle won, it was a statement. Humanity, long underestimated, had proven its ingenuity, courage, and strategic brilliance. Tobin Cross shook his head in wonder. Captain, the ship, the crew, everything we've done here, It's history in the making. The Vanguard has shown the galaxy what humans are capable of. And this is just the beginning. Lara nodded, her gaze firm on the stars ahead. Yes, Tobin. And now, the galaxy knows. We are not to be underestimated. But there is still much to do. This is a message, not a conquest. We have the chance to build respect, trust, and alliances. To show that human ingenuity is a force for both defense and progress. In the following days, the Vanguard continued its journey through contested space. News of its victory spread faster than any ship could travel. Alien civilizations that had once dismissed humanity now reconsidered their assumptions. Some sent envoys to establish communication, curious rather than hostile. Others paused their aggressive plans. Wary of provoking a species capable of such coordinated brilliance. On the bridge, Lara watched the reports with quiet satisfaction. The Vanguard had not only survived a massive test, but had reshaped perceptions across multiple star systems. Its power was not measured only in weapons or speed, but in its ability to reflect human creativity and courage. Tobin, Lara said, do you think they understand yet? The galaxy? That humans are different? Tobin studied the star charts. Some do. Some will need more proof. But the Vanguard is proof enough for those willing to observe. The rest will learn the hard way if necessary. Lara allowed herself a small laugh. Then we continue. We explore, we defend, we inspire. And wherever we go, the Vanguard carries the spirit of humanity with it. The ship's energy core pulsed rhythmically, almost as if acknowledging her words. The Vanguard had proven its strength in battle, but it was still learning, still evolving. Every maneuver, every decision, every act of courage by the crew made it stronger. As the ship sailed deeper into uncharted space, the humans on board understood something profound. The Vanguard was more than a warship. It was a reflection of their ingenuity, their courage, and their will. It amplified what it meant to be human, turning potential into action, strategy into victory, and somewhere, deep within the adaptive core, the pulses continued subtle, steady, and full of promise. The galaxy had been shocked, but the journey was far from over. Humanity's place among the stars was being written in real time. Each decision a testament to their resilience, intelligence, and courage. The Vanguard had survived its greatest test so far. The galaxy had seen the power of humans combined with their technology. And now, the universe was beginning to understand that humanity was not just another species among men. It was a force to be respected. Feared and admired, Captain Alara Jensen stood tall, gazing at the stars. We have shown them what humans can do, she whispered. But this is only the beginning. The galaxy will remember today, and so will we. The Vanguard surged forward, engines glowing, shields humming, weapons ready, but it was not only a machine of war. It was a symbol of human courage, ingenuity, and the unyielding spirit that would define their future among the stars. The galaxy had been shocked, and humanity was just getting started. The Vanguard sailed through the endless black of space, the stars glittering like scattered diamonds. Captain Alara Jensen stood on the bridge, her hands resting lightly on the console. The first voyage was nearing its end, and the ship's systems hummed in steady, confident rhythm. Every crew member moved with purpose, aware that their journey had already changed the galaxy's view of humanity. Tactical. Update, Alara said. Lieutenant Rhea Solis turned from her console, eyes wide. Captain, no hostile fleets detected in our path. Communications from neighboring star systems indicate that multiple civilizations have taken notice of our victory in the contested sector. Some are sending envoys. Others are offering technical collaborations. The galaxy is curious and cautious. Alara nodded, her expression calm but proud. Good, let's maintain course for Earth orbit. We have much to report, and many will want to see the Vanguard for themselves. Tobin Cross leaned over the engineering console, monitoring the core. Captain, the adaptive AI is at peak performance. It's still learning from our decisions, but the rate has slowed. I think it's reached a stable phase. It anticipates our moves, but it's also becoming more. sophisticated in understanding complex strategies. The Vanguard is evolving into something even greater than we imagined. Alara allowed herself a small smile. That's the strength of humans, Tobin. We think, we adapt, and we create. The ship reflects that. As the Vanguard entered the outer perimeter of Earth's orbit, a message arrived from the United Earth Space Council. It was an invitation to broadcast a transmission across the galaxy, addressing every civilization that had the capability to receive it. The message was simple, yet historic. Humanity wished to share knowledge, establish alliances, and clarify that they sought cooperation, not conquest. Alara took a deep breath. "Prepare the broadcast," she said. "Let the galaxy hear humanity's voice." The transmission began, carried on powerful quantum networks and relayed by satellites across multiple star systems. Alara's voice was calm, firm, and full of conviction. "People of the galaxy, we are humans of Earth. For centuries, we have been underestimated. Today, that changes. We do not seek war. We seek understanding, cooperation, and friendship. But we are prepared to defend ourselves, and we will do so with courage, creativity, and determination. The USS Vanguard represents not just human technology, but human spirit. We hope to explore, learn, and share knowledge with all civilizations willing to walk the path of peace and growth." Across the galaxy, alien listeners reacted in various ways. Some were shocked, having expected humans to be primitive or insignificant. Others were impressed, recognizing the courage and integrity in Alara's words. Reports came in from distant sectors, diplomatic envoys requesting meetings, scientific teams seeking collaboration, and previously hostile factions reconsidering aggressive actions. Humanity had made its mark, and it was only the beginning on the Vanguard. The crew worked quietly, aware of the significance of what had been accomplished. Every sensor reading, every log entry, every tactical maneuver had been recorded and analyzed. The ship itself seemed to acknowledge the triumph. Its energy pulses steady and rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. Tobin approached Alara, his expression a mixture of awe and pride. "Captain, the ship's core is stable, and it's responding with perfect synchronization to human decisions. It's as if it understands what it means to be human. Our courage, our ingenuity, our determination. The Vanguard is more than a warship now. It's a symbol of everything we can achieve." Alara nodded. "Yes, Tobin, and the galaxy is beginning to see that. But this is just the start. The Vanguard will not just fight battles. It will explore, learn, and build relationships. Humanity's potential is far greater than what we've shown so far." The next days were filled with preparations for re-entry into Earth orbit. Ships from allied colonies and curious alien civilizations arrived to observe the Vanguard. Some came with gifts of knowledge, others with congratulations, and a few with cautious curiosity. The atmosphere was filled with excitement, tension, and hope. On the bridge, Lara looked at the star maps, marking sectors humanity had not yet explored. "We've shown the galaxy that humans are strong, clever, and adaptable," she said softly. "But now we must show that we are also wise, compassionate, and willing to learn from others. The Vanguard is the bridge between worlds. We must use it wisely." As the ship approached Earth orbit, celebrations began on the surface. Humans everywhere watched the broadcast, cheering and waving at the shimmering vessel in the sky. The Vanguard had returned not only victorious, but as a symbol of unity, courage, and progress. Alien observers watched with fascination. Some whispered among themselves, noting the unprecedented coordination between humans and the ship. One alien scientist remarked, "They do not merely command the vessel, they inspire it. It is as if the ship is alive because of them." Alara met with several alien envoys after the landing. Diplomatic talks began immediately, with humans emphasizing cooperation, exploration, and mutual respect. Many civilizations were willing to share knowledge and resources. Seeing the potential of a strong but responsible human presence in the galaxy, Tobin Cross watched the interactions, marveling at what they had accomplished. "Captain, the Vanguard is more than a warship. It's a teacher, a symbol, a bridge. Humans are proving that technology, guided by intelligence, courage, and ethics, can achieve incredible things. The galaxy is learning to respect humanity, and that respect is earned through wisdom, not fear. Ilara smiled. That's the essence of humanity, Tobin. Strength is important, but wisdom, courage, and compassion define who we are. The Vanguard reflects that, and we've only begun to show it to the galaxy. In the following weeks, the Vanguard became a beacon for cooperation. Humans and aliens worked side by side, exploring new star systems, exchanging knowledge, and solving problems together. Scientific discoveries, diplomatic treaties, and cultural exchanges flourished, all under the guidance of humanity's symbol of ingenuity and courage. Ilara often walked the ship's corridors in quiet moments, observing the crew at work. Every officer, every engineer, every pilot was part of something greater, a mission that went beyond exploration or defense. They were shaping humanity's future among the stars. One evening, as the stars glittered outside the hull, Ilara stood alone on the bridge, speaking softly. The galaxy has seen what humans can do, but our journey is just beginning. We will explore further, learn more, and continue to prove that humanity is not defined by fear, but by courage, creativity, and the desire to grow. Tobin joined her, looking out at the horizon. Captain, the ship is ready for whatever comes next. It has learned from us, but it will continue to evolve. The Vanguard and humanity together, we are unstoppable, and the galaxy will never forget what it has witnessed. Ilara nodded. Then we continue. We protect, we explore, we inspire, and wherever we go, humanity's spirit will be our guide. The Vanguard has carried us this far, but it is the courage and ingenuity of every human that truly defines our place in the stars. The adaptive pulses of the ship's core seemed to respond, steady and rhythmic, as if acknowledging her words. The Vanguard had completed its first voyage, faced unknown dangers, and emerged not only unscathed, but respected, across multiple civilizations. Humanity's reputation had been forever changed. Other civilizations now recognized that humans were not primitive, nor weak, nor easily underestimated. They were inventive, courageous, capable of achieving greatness against the odds. Ilara turned her gaze to the stars beyond Earth's orbit. The galaxy is vast, she whispered, and full of challenges. But humanity has proven that, when we face the unknown together, nothing is impossible. The Vanguard is our beginning, not our end. The ship glided silently through the orbiting station, its engines pulsing gently. The galaxy had been shocked by the appearance of the new human warship. But the true revelation was not its technology alone. It was the human spirit behind it. Bravery, creativity, and courage had amplified the Vanguard's abilities, making humans a force to be respected and admired. As celebrations continued below, Ilara reflected on the journey. The first voyage had tested every part of their skill, intelligence, and resilience. Humanity had passed that test, and the galaxy had taken notice. We have shown them who we are, she said softly to herself, and we will continue to show them. Not through fear, but through courage, wisdom, and the endless drive to explore, to create, and to inspire. The Vanguard, its adaptive system stable and thriving, floated proudly above the planet. It had carried humans into history, reshaping the galaxy's understanding of what humanity could achieve. The journey was over for now, but the adventure of exploration, discovery, and cooperation was only beginning. The galaxy had been shocked, and humanity had arrived as a new and respected power. The Vanguard had proven that humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, explorers and defenders of what was right and somewhere deep within its core. The ship's energy pulses continued, steady and vibrant. It was ready for the next chapter, the next mission, and the next opportunity to show the galaxy that humanity's place among the stars was earned through courage, ingenuity, and an unyielding spirit. Thinking fur.